Have you ever wondered why we crave for the approval of others so fervently? This isn't just a question of mere curiosity, but one that delves into the heart of our shared human experience. We're social creatures, you see, born into a world where acceptance often equates to survival. Our ancestors lived in groups, depending on each other for protection and sustenance, and those who were cast out often didn't survive. So we learn to seek approval, to fit in, to belong. It's in our very DNA, this fear of rejection, this need for validation. But consider this. What if this need is no longer serving us? What if it's holding us back, chaining us to the expectations and judgments of others? Here's an intriguing thought to ponder on. What if we told you that living without the constant need for approval can be liberating and empowering? Imagine a bird trapped in a golden cage, beautiful yet confining. This bird's existence is not unlike that of a successful businessman I once knew. Let's call him John. John was a man of wealth and influence with a life many would envy. His business empire spanned across continents, his wealth was beyond measure, and his success was the stuff of legends. Yet, despite all these outward signs of success, John was not happy. He felt trapped, much like our bird in the golden cage. His life, though rich in material wealth, was poor in personal satisfaction and fulfillment. He was living his life according to other people's expectations, constantly seeking their approval to validate his actions and decisions. This constant need for approval was John's golden cage. It was alluring, it was shiny, and it was confining. It held him back from truly soaring, from reaching his full potential, from experiencing true freedom. He was a bird that had forgotten how to fly, a bird that had allowed the golden bars of his cage to define his existence. John's story is not unique. Many of us, in one way or another, find ourselves trapped in our own golden cages. We tie our self-worth to the approval of others. We let other people's expectations dictate our actions, and we forget to trust in our own abilities and judgment. But what if we could break free from this cage? What if we could let go of the need for approval and instead trust in our own abilities, our own judgment, our own worth? What if we could remember that we are not defined by the bars of our cages, but by the limitless sky that lies beyond? The bird yearns to fly free, to explore the limitless sky. Isn't it time we broke free from our cages? It's time for us to break free from the golden cages of approval, to trust in ourselves and to explore the limitless potential that lies within each of us. What happens when we break free from this cage? When we stop seeking approval? Let's explore this through the canvas of a real-life story. Picture a woman, let's call her Jane. Jane was a high-powered executive in a multinational corporation, earning a hefty paycheck, living the perceived dream, but beneath the surface there was a passion simmering. A longing for the easel and the paintbrush. Art was her true calling, her silent love. One day Jane decided to take the plunge. She quit her high-paying job to pursue her passion for painting. Imagine the gasps of shock, the disapproving looks, the whispers behind closed doors. The fear of disapproval was palpable. It was everywhere. It followed her like a shadow, lurking in every corner. But Jane, she had made a choice. A choice to live authentically, a choice to follow her heart. The struggle was real. There were days of self-doubt, of worry, of fear. The comfort of her previous life seemed like a distant dream, replaced by the unpredictable journey of an artist. But amidst this struggle, amidst this chaos, there was a spark of unadulterated joy, of satisfaction, of fulfillment. Every stroke of her brush on the canvas was a stroke of freedom, a stroke of authenticity. Slowly but surely, Jane's fear of disapproval started to fade. She started to embrace her new life, her new identity. The cage had been broken. She was no longer a prisoner of others' expectations. She was a free bird, soaring high in the sky of her own dreams. And that's the power of living without approval. It's not about the destination, it's about the journey. It's about embracing the unknown, facing the fear, and finding joy in the journey. It's about being true to yourself, about being authentic. Jane's story is a testament to the power of living without approval. She found her sky, her freedom in being true to herself. How do we navigate life without the compass of others' approval? It's a question that echoes in the halls of our minds, isn't it? The answer lies within us, in a mechanism we call the internal compass. This is not a physical entity, but a metaphorical one. It's a constellation of our values, passions, and convictions that guide us through the labyrinth of life. Imagine your internal compass as a lighthouse, a beacon in the darkness, guiding your ship through stormy seas. It's the voice within that whispers when something doesn't feel right, and the fire that blazes in your heart when you're aligned with your purpose. It's the compass that points not to the north, but to the true, to your truth, your authenticity, your essence. Now let me tell you a story about someone who trusted his internal compass and made a significant contribution to his community. Let's call him Sam. Sam was an ordinary man with an extraordinary passion for music. He lived in a small town where everyone expected him to follow the conventional path of getting a stable job and raising a family. But Sam's compass pointed in a different direction. He wanted to create a community music program. Despite the disapproval and skepticism of others, Sam trusted his internal compass. He faced numerous challenges, from financial constraints to logistical hurdles. But every setback, every naysayer only strengthened his resolve. He stayed true to his compass, and eventually his dream became a reality. His program not only nurtured the musical talents of the town's youth, but also created a sense of unity and joy within the community. His compass led him not just to personal fulfillment, but also to make a difference in the world. And that, dear friends, is the power of trusting yourself, of following your internal compass. It's about living authentically, without fear or doubt, and without the need for others' approval. It's about recognizing that the only approval you truly need is your own. What role does spirituality play in living without approval? Let's delve into that. In the realm of spirituality, there lies a profound truth, a powerful force waiting to be tapped into. This force, often referred to as the God power, resides within each one of us, offering an infinite wellspring of strength, wisdom, and self-assuredness. To illustrate this, allow me to share a story of a spiritual seeker named Thomas. For much of his life, Thomas found himself shackled by the chains of others' opinions, constantly seeking validation and approval. His happiness, his sense of self, were all dictated by how others viewed him. This left him feeling empty, unfulfilled, and in a constant state of unrest. However, Thomas's life took a remarkable turn when he embarked on a spiritual journey. He began meditating, reading spiritual texts, and attending spiritual retreats. As he journeyed inward, he started to discover a power within him that he had previously been oblivious to. This power was not dependent on anyone's approval, nor was it swayed by external circumstances. It was steadfast, unwavering, and deeply peaceful. It was his God power. With time, Thomas learned to tap into this power, to let it guide him in his decisions, his actions, and his interactions with others. The more he trusted this power, the less he sought approval from others. He found a peace and self-assuredness that he had never experienced before. And herein lies the beauty of the God power within. It offers us the ability to live authentically, to be true to ourselves, irrespective of the judgments and opinions of others. It gifts us with the courage to follow our hearts, to listen to our inner wisdom, and to live life on our own terms. So let's take a leaf out of Thomas's book. Let's embark on our own spiritual journeys. Let's tap into our God power, and let's live lives that are true reflections of who we are. He discovered the God power within him, and with it the courage to live authentically, without seeking approval. So, what have we learned about the power of living without approval? We've explored the gripping allure of approval, a psychological trap that can leave us feeling confined, stifled, and disconnected from our true selves. We've seen how the pursuit of approval can divert us from our unique path, distorting our authenticity into a reflection of others' expectations. Yet, we've also discovered the liberating power of living authentically. By rejecting the need for validation, we can express ourselves freely, unburdened by the weight of others' opinions. We access an internal compass, a guiding force that leads us to our true north, our authentic selves. Throughout this journey, the role of spirituality has been paramount. By trusting in the divine power within us, we can overcome fear and doubt, stepping into our full potential. Remember, the sky is limitless when we break free from our golden cages.